Right, okay, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I've got a big news update. Plenty of stories to go into. We're talking about Ian Maatsen leaving, talking about two signings in Willian Estevão and Omari. I'm also talking about the failed signing of Olise. So plenty of big stories to get into. Let's get into it. So start off then, Ian Maatsen. Fabrizio said that Ian Maatsen will complete his Aston Villa medical this weekend in the Netherlands camp. Obviously he's in the Euros. It's a £37.5 million deal, which is above what we thought we might originally get, so that's superb for us. Personal terms are yet to be fully completed, but this is going to be the move by looks of it. I mean, unless anything breaks down in the next however many days, but I think this will be the one for Maatsen now. Obviously, originally we thought after his loan spell there, it might be Dortmund who were going to get him, but Dortmund just outright refused to pay the 30 million. They've been trying to take some cheap offers. You know, they've been saying like 25 mil, 20 mil. So, yeah, Dortmund have lost out. I mean, yeah, sucks to be them, I guess. End of the day, should have offered the right amount and wouldn't have been a problem. But, yeah, so it is going to Aston Villa, not Dortmund. As long as the personal terms get agreed, obviously, and he passes his medical, what he should. There's no reason why he wouldn't. Well, I mean, Maatsen leaving, that at the start of and throughout last season, I said we need to give him more time, we should keep him, we should start him more, play more on that left-back role. Also, we saw him have a very good pre-season under Poch, but it never really happened. Went out on loan to Dortmund, showing the world what he could do. Still never really, got that much of a shot. And he's left now. He's leaving now. I think it's a shame because he seems to be a very good player. But to get £37.5 million for him, very, very good. Obviously, as I said earlier, it's more than what we originally think we were going to get. It's more than what Burnley offered last season, what almost went through. So I think it's a good bit of business. I do think it's a good bit of business. And when we need to get rid of players, it's going to be pure profit. It's almost £40 million. So, yeah, I mean, look, it's not ideal having to sell a player like him, but it definitely works, I think, for us. So yeah, it's mixed feelings, but we'll see. I wish him well. Next up, Willian Estevão. As per Fabrizio, this one is done and signed. So, as I spoke about Estevão a few weeks ago now, it's a weird one. I think I've still stand in the same place. He's very, very interesting. Obviously, a lot of hype around him. Young player, meant to be the next big wonder kid from Brazil. Him and Hendrick. It's another right winger, but he does have a bit more versatility. But very, very interesting. As I said, young player. Don't know bags full about him, but what I do know is it's a lot of money. I mean, the initial fee for Palmeiras is £28.7 million. Still a lot of money. Then you get into the add-ons. There's £5.1 million add-ons based on apps, where that counts. That's from Fabrizio. I don't know what that means. £14.4 million based on how much he plays. £3.4 million based on achievements. So, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's what, 51, 52 million pounds-ish overall, maybe a bit more when you take everything into account. It's a lot of money. And I haven't really seen him enough to, fully judge on him, but it brings a lot of pressure on him. It does. I mean, that for anyone's a lot, but for a young kid, as I said, I can't really say how much of what I think of him, because I've seen so much limited of him. It's literally just like clips I've seen. So I don't want to say, he's definitely not worth it, well, because, I couldn't tell you that for sure. But what I could tell you is it's a lot. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. It's a 9-year contract until 2033. What one's a crazy amount. Hopefully, obviously that will be staggered. The fees are expected to be staggered across those 9 years, meaning he can help us get away with FFP a bit better. Yeah, this one's happening. Willian Estevão. What do you guys think of him? He's going to join after Club World Cup. I'm really looking forward to seeing him, to be fair, because there's a lot of hype around him. As I said, when I've seen clips of him, he's Brazilian to the core, so I'm looking forward to it. But I do have my concerns. Next up, Omari Kellyman. So if you don't know who Omari Kellyman is, or I think I say so at least, he's an Aston Villa player, young player, 18 years old. He's an attacking midfielder, but he can play out on the left as well. I think it's good. I think we need a bit of that, so he can also play out on the left, because the left isn't our strongest side. I mean, you look at us in games, we always go through the right hand side, and that's definitely let players like Mudryk suffer a little bit. I think we need a bit more firepower down that left hand side, so this could be good. But according to Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein, we're now in personal talks with the 18-year-old after him apparently saying to Villa he wants to come with us. The fee is expected to be around £90 million, once again, a lot of money. But Nizar Gassel has said that he will be in the first team next season, what's actually a really interesting prospect. Last season for Aston Villa, he played a total of 6 games for them throughout many competitions. What was about 148 minutes, so he got 1 assist in a qualifier for the Conference League. I mean, look, it's an interesting one, this. Really interesting one. So, obviously, it seems to be a bit of a deal with Aston Villa. Obviously, we're going to give them Maatsen for a certain amount, and they're going to give us Kellyman for a certain amount. So, 90 million, a lot of money. But what I have seen, obviously, I haven't seen much of him. Once again, so this one I've only really seen clips. But from what I have seen, there's a lot of Aston Villa fans annoyed with this. What I think is normally a good sign. You've got your normal sort of youth academy watchers and people like scouts and stuff who are saying he's a very special talent. Well, I mean, they always do seem to be saying that about these players. But there is a bit of hype around him. Obviously, he's not a crazily well-known player necessarily or crazily hyped player. But there's a lot of people who seem to, have their stocks, I guess you could say, invested in them a lot. So, once again, this is a really interesting one to see. And if he's a part of our first team, what does that mean for some players in the team? Will we see some others leave or go out and whatever? Very, very interesting to see what this means. So we'll have to wait over the next few days to see how this one advances. Last but not least, Michael Olise. So this one's according to David Ornstein originally, but now it's obviously Fabrizio spread it, everyone spread it. We pretty much know this one's guaranteed. Michael Olise has decided to join Bayern Munich. I think now it's even given the here we go. He has rejected the deal from Crystal Palace and decided for Bayern Munich. Obviously, Palace offered him a deal, but then there was us and Newcastle who were also interested in him. The fee, apparently, Bayern will be paying is about £50 million and about £220,000 a week. So, the reason why we haven't got him after sort of looking like possible favourites is apparently we pulled out as we saw him was too expensive. Obviously, that's 50 million, then plus all the wages and apparently agent fees as well on top. It's going to be a lot of money. And apparently he wasn't too keen on our project and he wanted Champions League. Now look, a lot of people are annoyed about this and I understand why, because Olise, he's a player with great potential. He's shown what he can do in the Premier League. He's shown he can be a great player. But when I last spoke about this, obviously I said I had my doubts. I praised him. I said I think he's a brilliant footballer. I think I do genuinely think he's a great player. But I also have my doubts. I have my doubts over his injuries. I have my doubts over his price. I have my doubts when you already have Palmer, Madueke, we're getting Estevão now, Paez. We have a lot of players who can play out on that right hand side. So I had every reason to be a little bit doubtful over spending this amount of money for another right wing player, and now it has fallen through. So at the end of the day, it's one I'm mixing again. As I said, great player, but in the end, I don't think this is as bad as people are making out. I know the main reason why people are annoyed is the incompetence from the board. But we're in the position where we can't really splash out to get a proven great player like this because of our strategy to go for younger players like Estevão. And Estevão, the total fee for Estevão, if all the clauses and whatever get completed, well, we don't really know how likely that is. Obviously, we're not totally sure what all the clauses are. And Olise's price, they're two similar prices, and we can't get the more proven world-class player because we've gone for that younger player for a similar price. It annoys a lot of people, I understand that, and I also get annoyed about it. It's the incompetence of the board not allowing us to go for the proven, sometimes better players because of the strategy we've used and we continue to use what, doesn't seem to get us guaranteed success in the short term at least. But once again, I don't think losing out on Olise is the end of the world. End of the day, that right-hand side, if we're going to lose out on a target, you'd probably pick someone that right-hand side, the right winger role, attacking midfielder role. You'd probably pick that area to, lose out on. So, yeah, I think this could be worse. I think maybe more frustrations on the board for how they've dealt with this 2 years in a row. But, yeah, Olise, annoying obviously, but not the end of the world for me. So, yeah, that is it for today. That is all the latest news we've got so far. I hope we be able to continue the videos as we get further and further into summer. I expect once the Euros is done, or we start to see more and more teams get knocked out, we'll start to get a bit more, because obviously players won't be focused on actually playing. Same goes to Copa America, I guess. But yeah, thanks for watching. What is your opinion on these news stories? Yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.